Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe and I'm very excited you're here. Today we are doing one of the makeovers in my house that I have been probably the most excited for, and that is my living room. The reason I've been so excited about doing the living room is because Ethan and I actually love to host, even though we have a pretty small space, and our living room really is kind of the heart of our home. We don't have a dining room and our kitchen is open to our living room. So it's finally time to make over this space, and I cannot wait to take you on this journey with me. Before we dive in, don't forget to leave a comment down below and consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy this video. It truly means the world to me, and it's one of the best ways that you can support me in this little community we're growing. I truly appreciate it so much. Also, don't forget to like this video, and without further ado, let's jump into it. Before we kind of rewind and I show you what we've been doing for the past few weeks, I want to take you through the design plan of the living room. This is also what our living room looked like when we first moved in. You'll notice that the colors are completely different, and that is because Ethan and I painted the column and the fireplace when we first moved in like a dark gray, and we also painted the trim in the whole house black. So that's kind of where we're starting from. And that is because I'm really trying to take the similar elements of these two design styles and bridge them together, because they actually are very different. The other thing you'll notice is that I have two different styles of shelving pinned. This is because on either side of our fireplace we have little alcoves that don't really seem to have a function right now. So I figured some built-in shelves that were built to those alcoves specifically would really help give the space added function and make it seem more intentional and designed. One of the last features that I'm really looking to add is more seating. I have these chairs selected that have more of this wood frame, and they play with negative space and have a neutral palette, which I love. Last of all, our living room opens up to our kitchen, so I want to give you a sneak peek of what I'm thinking for our kitchen, which is this mission white color. We are considering painting our cabinets. That way we get more brightness and light can bounce off the cabinets and back into the space from our large windows. So now that we're on the same page and you know where we're going with the design and I know where we're going with the design, it's time to wind it back a couple of weeks ago and get to painting the space. Hi friends, so we just arrived at the hardware store, and the reason being we are going to get paint, and we're not just getting any paint today, we're getting the paint for the living room, and I am so freaking excited and pumped. So, I don't really know fully what colors I want. I know I want, I think either like a green color or maybe like a tan color. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. I have these in my pocket, and I'm kind of loving them. The black is the same black that we have in our hallway, and the white is the closest approximation of the color match that we got for our whole house. So the green is the one that I'm really debating on, because I'm not sure if I want like a tannish taupe color or if I want this like lighter green color. So I'm gonna have to decide while I'm in there, or I might get samples of two different colors and take them home, paint them, and then decide. But I gotta decide by end of day tomorrow so that I can get paint. So let's go be indecisive and look at color. Let's do it. I'm so excited. Okay friends, I want to quick show you the colors I picked up while I was at the hardware store because it was a little bit busy and I didn't get the chance to. Okay, so the first one that I picked up was light granite, which actually is this one. So that's light granite, which honestly I love. It's kind of like a warm white or like a really soft cream color, but it's not too yellow, which is really what I wanted. Then I got this one, which is historical gray, which I love this color. I'm obsessed with it, to be honest, because I really like that it kind of looks gray, but it also skews green, and I feel like this is the paint color that would cause arguments, but I kind of love it. I don't know, and I really wanted it to live in that green world. This was the last color I got, and it's definitely too light for what I originally picked it up for, which is a pop behind the shelves, and this is called Mission White, and I love it. However, it's too light. So right now, I'm leaning towards one of these two, but I want to get some samples up on the wall and see how I feel about it. This is the first one. This is called Light Granite. Which I'm really thinking might be a tiny bit too light, but we'll see. Also, we're gonna have to wait till morning probably to see these two lighter colors because I think that they're not gonna show up on the current color. This one I'm really liking, but I'm worried it might be a little too dark. So we're gonna have to see. Ooh. I can almost confidently say no to this one. It's way too light. Even with the proper white behind this, it's not the actual contrast I'm looking for. This one I'm really liking. I'm a little worried it's too light still, but I think I'm gonna let it dry and probably do a second coat of it before I decide. Good morning, friends. So here are our samples dried on the wall. I did 2 coats of each color. I also put the wall white, the new white, around it because this is the old white. I have not painted the living room yet, and it's actually going to be this much more crisp color, which I think is going to help because it's going to let one of these colors be more of a pop, even though they're still really light. Ethan and I were discussing, and I'm really feeling like this is too dark. I love this color. It would be the color I would pick for like an accent wall or really almost anywhere in my home, but unfortunately I just don't think it's gonna work for this project, because what I really want is to be able to decorate with plants on this like shelving unit, as well as like some of our barware, things like that. And I feel like this is gonna take away from any decor I set up there unless it's like bright white. I would rather go lighter than darker, because we're already gonna have a lot of dark elements in the room. And I think that this is going to just keep it brighter and airier than this will, because we're going to be repainting the columns in the room like limousine leather, that dark like black color that I have in my hallway, to kind of carry that color through. Good morning. So as you can see, I am standing in front of a blank wall with a very hyper dog. Hi. And reason being is today is the day we are painting, and I am so excited because, as you can tell from the angle I set you at, this wall is extremely textured and extremely stained. There's a lot of parts where we had to sand from the previous tenants. There's just a lot of blemishes on this wall, but we're not just painting this wall, we're painting the whole living room today, including all of the columns, which I have to be honest, we painted these columns when we moved in, this color. So I'm a little upset that I'm painting them again, just because it hasn't been that long. So I feel like I should have made a better choice first time around. But you know what, that's the reality of DIY and home design, is sometimes you make a mistake and you pick a color that you don't actually like, and
feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at a getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-four weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. Whoa, too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's in the whip, we left at. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime.
friends, just look, okay, look what color this used to be. Our living room used to be orange. Orange! The whole place, this whole room, it used to be orange. I'm shook by that. Wow.
Assassination, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in mid-between.
Friends, I just finished putting the second coat of paint on all of the walls in the living room. It's now 5:20 p.m. I started at 10 this morning, so I'm exhausted. While this all dries, I'm gonna take a break because I'm exhausted. This is where the shelves are going, so I want to kind of map out that shape and get it painted before we put the shelves up, because it's gonna be a lot easier and it'll require a lot less taping out. So I'm gonna take a break, and I will either do this tonight or tomorrow. We shall see. Now it's time to decide what I'm gonna do with this accent color, this feature color. Now, yesterday I had Ethan go pick up a quart of this color. You guys know from when we were talking earlier, I was really sure that this was the color, and then it got later in the day and I saw the sample again at night, and with now the correct wall color up. And I thought to myself, we're putting white shelves in front of this. The white shelves are gonna wash out the color. It's gonna make it really hard to see that accent color. And just seeing up here, these two next to each other, it's really not that high of contrast, which it doesn't have to be, but that's what I wanted. So the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I made a mistake. I should have gone with this color, historical gray, because the shelves are gonna wash it out. So I definitely made a mistake, but now we have a whole court of light granite. So I wanted to include this just so you guys know, right? Even someone who has worked in the design industry makes mistakes. So if this happens to you, totally normal. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to paint this side of the fireplace in historical gray. The other side of the fireplace I am going to paint in light granite. The reason being, I am going to pick one, but I want to see it with the shelves, because if I'm wrong and this looks great, then I definitely think this is the move, because I didn't want this room to feel super dark. However, I have a feeling that once the shelves are up in front of it and it's decorated, it's gonna be washed out completely. So I have a feeling historical gray is the right move, but because we have a whole quart of the other color, I wanna try it. You're gonna come along with me for this wild color journey, and we're gonna see which one we end up picking. I might even poll it on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me, because we're gonna be doing a lot of polls like this. I digress. Let's figure out the shape, and then we will start painting. Because I time-lapsed it. I measured out some rough dimensions on the wall of where I think I want this like accent color to start and stop, because I'd really like it to have kind of organic corners. I'm also not super concerned about the lines being straight. I'd rather it feel very organic. So what I did was I just kind of eyeballed where it felt good to me, and that was 14 inches in from either side and then 7 inches down. So now that I have this mapped out, I'm gonna just go in and start like with a paintbrush, kind of like cutting in on that shape. And I'm not gonna worry too much on whether it's like super straight. I've already eyeballed it. I know that I can follow this line roughly, and I should be happy with it.
Ooh, moonlight. Ooh, moonlight. Can't believe I found you, baby. Come alive. Lost in you like we're dancing in moonlight. Wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night in the moonlight.
See how this dries. This is the last area of my home that is this abysmal color, and I cannot wait. Like the joy it brings me to know I'm painting over this right now, so good. But if you love it, like that is totally fine. I should say I hate it for this apartment. This definitely has a time and a place. It's just not here, and it's not now. Hello friends. So it is a new day, and we have been living with this color for, I want to say, roughly a week, maybe a little less. And we also have been living with the other color on the other side of the fireplace for the same amount of time. And I kind of knew when we painted this that I had made a mistake, that I was wrong, and I still feel that way. And after living with it for roughly a week and even kind of weighing in and then polling all of you on my Instagram, like 78% of you were like, no, you have to go with the green. And I was like, I have to go with the green. And then Ethan jumped on board and was like, the green is what's right. So, moral of the story, today, finally, we are repainting this color. So let's get to painting so that I can be done painting. So yesterday, Ethan finished painting all of these shelves for us. We finally have all of the ones that need to go in the living room, and our goal is to mount them today. So in order for that to happen, I need to get poly on these, and that's kind of our next step. So I'm gonna go ahead and put poly on these, and then hopefully the next thing you'll see today is us mounting these. So let's get to polying, and then we'll mount the shelves. I'm so excited, it's gonna look so good.
walk you through the process of how we're putting these shelves up on the wall. The first thing we need to do is open up these holes here on the back to make sure they fit around the floating shelf hardware that we have. The pipe that is on here is about 1/2 inch. These holes are intentionally under 1/2 inch. So I'm going to drill them out with a 1/2 inch drill bit. Now this drill bit doesn't go all the way to the bottom of these holes, which is actually perfect. So when the end of this pipe reaches the end of the hole, it's going to start to grab into the pine framing of it and will give us a nice pressure fit because there's no sort of attachment method into the mounts themselves. So we're purely relying on friction, so that actually works out kind of perfectly. Next thing, once we've got those holes drilled, is to verify these positions. I drew them in AutoCAD where I thought they needed to go. Hopefully I built them correctly, but before we put them up on the wall, I want to verify that those holes are where I think they're going to be. So we're using this corner as our base point. This is the corner I measured from the base piece. So now I'm going to measure over from there the numbers that I took on the shelf itself. So now I'm going to measure down the proper amount from the top that I have marked here, so that the top of the plate of the mounting hardware will sit at the right place so that the post will be dead center on there. I don't know if I explained that well. So now that the center line and top line are marked, I'm going to use the mounting hardware, put it in place, and then trace around the holes. Next, We're gonna drill out holes for the drywall anchors. First, I'm gonna show you a little trick that I like to use. Take about 8 inches of painter's tape, press it just along the bottom underneath, and then take the edges, curve them up. It keeps this front part kind of extended. This will give you a little tray that all the drywall dust can collect in and will make cleanup a little bit easier. So just pounded in the drywall anchors. Now it's just time to screw in the mounting hardware. I'm just very carefully, my hands are on the other side here so I can feel where the openings are. Just gonna line them up, kind of guide each post into the slot. Shelf.
Alright friends, I think it's been about a week, maybe 2 weeks since we got the shelves up. This is how they're looking. I'm really loving them and I'm really loving the color behind them. I think we definitely made the right choice to switch to this color. But now that the shelves are up, it's finally time to style them. I've been kind of like hoarding decor and finding new decor lately, so I think we finally have enough to style these shelves. And I wanted to kind of bring you guys along for the journey and let you see how I'm going to do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get styling and we're gonna see together how it turns out. I'm really excited. This is my favorite part. Friends, that is it for this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed. This is only part 1 of the living room makeover. There is at least one more part to come, so definitely stay tuned and consider pressing the bell icon to be notified when that next video goes live. I also wanted to take a moment to celebrate our channel hit 300 subscribers. I so appreciate it. It brings me so much joy to know that there are people out there who love design as much as I do and are willing to be a part of this little community. Last of all, I do want to kind of take a moment to let you all know that from here until probably the next couple months, I will be switching to an every other week upload. This is not because I don't want to give you guys content every week. This is because I actually picked up another job, and so I'm learning to balance that, and I want to be realistic about how much content I can give you all, and I want you to know what you can expect from me. Obviously, my dream is to be doing YouTube full-time and to be bringing you content weekly. However, that's not the case at this present moment, but I am definitely working towards that, and I really appreciate all of you being along for the journey. So a huge thank you to all of you for tagging along with me in this journey and taking it step by step with me. And I cannot wait until I'm also able to upload weekly again for all of you. In the meantime, that is all, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.